Hello everybody, welcome back to Shrinking Man UK. My name's Leo, I'm 51 years old and I had a Roux-en-Y gastric bypass surgery on the 6th of June of this year 2017 at the Whittington Hospital in London on the NHS. I last spoke to you I think at the end of August, and this was supposed to be a vlog that I would keep every week or two, and it's been the best part of 2 months, so apologies for the gap. There's no particular reason for that, I just haven't got round to it, and I am going to make an effort to do this more regularly. We're going to start off I think with my stats because of the gap. Hopefully they've been fairly dramatic, they certainly feel like they have. So here are my measurements as of today, which is October the 15th. And all these measurements are compared to when I started the journey, which was February of this year, February 2017. That was my first consultation with a bariatric surgeon. So these are all in inches, and the subtitles on the screen will give you the translations into metric. My neck is 15 inches and that's down 3 inches. My chest currently measures 38 inches and that's down 8 inches. My stomach is 37 inches, which is down 13 inches. My hips are currently 30 inches and that is down 15 inches. And the measurement of a thigh circumference is 18 inches and that's down 5 inches. And here's the weight. Today I weigh 11 stone and 3 pounds, which is 157 pounds or 70.6 kilos. So since February my total weight loss so far is 4 stone and 2 pounds or 58 pounds or 26 kilos. And my body mass index, my BMI, which was 38.1 in the obese portion of the index in February, is now 26.9. So that's down from 38.1 to 26.9. In terms of my excess body weight, 83% of my excess body weight has gone so far. I set myself the target of getting down to a healthy BMI by Christmas 2017, so I've got a couple of months of that left to run yet. The target that I'm currently working to is 10 stone and 5 pounds, which is 145 pounds or 65.8 kilos. That brings me to the healthy range of the BMI. And my distance to target is now measured in pounds. It's just 12 pounds away, or 5.5 kilos. So all of that feels pretty good, and I think I probably look quite different now. What does that mean in my everyday life? Well, the first issue that's really continuing to impact on is my health. I told you in the last episode of the vlog that my diabetes was now in total remission, and that continues. In fact, I've had some hypos over the last couple of weeks, 4 or 5 of them, and quite serious too. Sort of my blood sugar's down to 3.2, and I know when that happens I feel quite ill, giddy and nauseous. And I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to deal with that. It's not caused by diabetes medication, sugar lowering medication, because I'm not on any anymore. So I have an appointment with my bariatric dietitian in a couple of days, and I'll be asking for some advice on tackling hypos and why they're happening when I see her. My guess is it's because I'm not taking in enough sugar. Countering that is tricky because I can't have high doses of sugar, or especially refined sugar. So what I'm eating at the moment to counter a hypo is a fruity yogurt with maybe some raisins on and a little bit of agave syrup. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, I'll try and check. Agave. And that seems to do the trick, but probably what I need to do is eat a little more frequently. I can't eat more because my capacity is limited, but maybe I need to snack a little bit more. I will find out, as long as it doesn't interrupt with my weight loss. But that's their speciality. That's what they do for a living. So I'll get some advice and I'll talk about it when I speak to you next time. So what it means also health-wise is I had my regular appointment with a gastroenterologist, because for some years now I've had a lot of trouble with food intolerances and stomach cramps and wind and diarrhoea. All of those seem to have been resolved. There is some wind, but that's different and what you'd expect from the kind of surgery I've had. So the good news there is I was discharged from the gastroenterology department a few weeks ago. I also had my respiratory consultant appointment a few weeks ago, and that's to do with my asthma, which has been lifelong and certainly exacerbated by my weight. That's so good now that she wanted to discharge me, and I told her I was just a little bit nervous of being discharged right now because everyone else seems to be discharging me, and it's been my longest health problem. And so we switched to much longer gaps between our appointments, and I'm going to see her again in January of 2019. And at that point, all being well, I'll be discharged from respiratory as well. So that felt absolutely amazing, because that condition, my asthma, chronic and severe asthma, predates my being overweight. That goes back to my childhood, where for most of my childhood actually I was probably underweight. So other effects of this weight loss are more visible, and they're around clothes. As you know, I've said in previous vlogs that I've been getting rid of all of my clothes, and I'm kind of rotating or going through new jeans, new t-shirts and tops every few weeks, because I'm losing weight that dramatically and that fast. So all the clothes that I now own and wear are new and mostly from supermarkets. I now own, and I'm currently wearing, my first ever pair of skinny jeans with a 30 waist. I'll put in a still of me posing in that so that you can see. And also my t-shirt size is now small, and that's the first since I was a kid, really, or a teenager certainly. So it's really nice to be able to wear tight clothes. What was a very nice boost for me is I did not a before and after shot, although I'm going to do that at Christmas, because there's a particular photo of me taken on Christmas Day at my parents' house with my dog, which I'm kind of using as the main before shot, because it shows my shape quite clearly pre-surgery, pre-dieting, pre-surgery. I'm going to do a before and after at Christmas, but what I did do clothing wise is I kept one shirt and one pair of trousers that fitted me at the beginning of this year, and I did a photo, the classic kind of Slimming World or diet class advert photo of me in my old clothes. I put that alongside me in the skinny jeans and small t-shirt, and I posted it to a couple of the Facebook forums that I belong to that are around bariatric surgery, and I had like over 500 likes and comments on that photo, or those two photos, which meant an awful lot, and a lot of those came from obviously friends and family who saw that on Facebook and maybe hadn't seen me for a while. So the reaction's been really good and an incredible boost. Somebody on one of those Facebook forums brought out something called the Gastric Plate. Here's a photo of it. I ordered it and I use it now. That's pretty useful, although I kind of know what my portion should look like, but it's really that I get to own one. That's really the reason for getting it. It's symbolic more than anything. Breakfast, I'm quite fond of a single fried egg, and I've found the perfect way to make myself one is with a single egg frying pan. So I bought one of those, and this is what it looks like. I use that some mornings if I'm going to have a fried egg for my breakfast. I have had a few stalls in my weight loss, and if anything's spoken about on the bariatric surgery forums more than any other subject, it's probably that, people getting stuck at a current weight, the weight loss stopping. It's so common, but it doesn't stop it being frustrating when it happens, and it's happened to me 2 or 3 times for a couple of weeks at a time where I haven't lost any weight. But it passes, and the weight loss, usually it seems to me, for me anyway, right after a stool is quite dramatic. I might drop 4 pounds in a week, and then it kind of levels out to 1 or 2 pounds a week, which is where I am at the moment. And while we're also talking about the health issues, the one thing that's probably the biggest change since I last spoke to you is I've stopped using my CPAP machine. Not only have I stopped, I've actually packed it away. It's not even there anymore. It's in its case in a cupboard. I was going to wait for that to stop using the CPAP until I'd done another sleep study. I do have one booked with the Ear, Nose and Throat Hospital where I'm a patient, but they've put it back 3 times now, and it's now not happening until November, and I just didn't want to wait anymore, so I stopped using my CPAP machine. And my wife tells me not only do I not snore, do I not have apneas, but my sleep is so silent that apparently she quite regularly prods me to see if I'm breathing at all, which I am. I'm just sleeping very, very silently. So that's fantastic. I've had a CPAP machine attached to my face when I sleep every night for, well, since 2004, so 13 years. So that's a massive change to my lifestyle. There are some implications for not using a CPAP machine anymore, which are brilliant actually. One, if we go round to our friend's house, maybe a couple of friends we visit fairly regularly who live out of town, we have to know in advance if we're going to stay overnight, because I can't stay anywhere unless I had my CPAP machine. I was talking in the present tense there, I meant to be talking in the past tense, of course. And now, in fact we're going down there next weekend, if we fancy staying over for the night we can just do it, because I won't need to know in advance. And the other thing is, I haven't been able to do any camping holidays or anything like that because I needed mains electricity in order to sleep for my CPAP machine. I don't need that anymore. So maybe we'll go on some walking holidays, something like that, and be able to pitch a tent or hire a caravan or something. I don't need mains electricity to sleep, which is amazing. That's really exciting. And I'm really enjoying walking. I have a new pair of walking boots. We have a dog, and I did promise last time that perhaps I'd take you out on a walk with the dog. You can meet Woody and Rachel, my wife. Maybe I will do that next time. But our walks are so enjoyable to me, and every time they end I'm ready to carry on walking for the rest of the day. My energy in that regard is huge, seems endless. However, what I also have quite regularly, maybe every couple of days, is a massive energy crash. Again, apparently very common, around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, to the point sometimes I will have to sleep for an hour or so. Luckily, I work from home. This is the room in which I work, so that's possible. I don't commute to a job, I don't work in a place. I have that freedom that I can do that, so I'm very lucky. So a couple of things that I notice I've suddenly got really interested in, because food was obviously a big part of my life, eating and cooking. While I do still cook, as I mentioned last time, we've bought a slow cooker, so I tend to make a really big dish of a stew or a casserole or something, and then Rachel and I will eat that for 2 or 3 days until it's gone. So I'm doing that. I now find that I'm able to eat more solid food, less moist food, which is really good because I can eat much more normally now. And when I say normally, I mean what I eat, not how much I eat. I can still only eat tiny amounts. And in fact, I've found that since in the last week or two that I've been eating drier, firmer food, then I really feel the fullness. Sorry, I hit the microphone. I really feel the fullness very quickly and very strongly. It can actually be very uncomfortable if I overeat, which is good because it's that reminder that I need about my capacity. While I'm eating softer foods, then I can actually eat more because it goes down quicker, gets processed quicker, and I can top it up. So this is a much healthier way of eating for me now, much smaller meals. May also explain why I've started having hypos occasionally, because I am eating much less. That actually makes quite a lot of sense. That's just occurred to me. So what's replaced food in my interest? Well, I still am interested in food, and as I say, I really enjoy cooking, and I still do. I just don't eat so much. I really like coffee. I don't drink a lot of it, maybe 2 or 3 cups a day, but I just enjoy the taste, the intensity of the taste. My tastes have really changed. My taste buds have really altered what they like. I can't remember if I mentioned it to you before, but I eat yoghurt now, which I used to absolutely hate. Now it's one of my favourite things. It's my treat. A low fat, low sugar fruit yoghurt with some nuts and seeds sprinkled on, and a little bit of agave syrup sometimes.
Agave.
So I mentioned all that earlier, and that's one of my favourite treats. That's always my dessert. Or a protein bar. Sometimes I eat a protein bar. That's really handy because I know exactly the nutrients that I'm getting in that and how much. I enjoy that. And the other thing that I've started to really enjoy is smells. And out of that, earlier on, right after my surgery, not long after, as you know, I shaved my beard off. And shaving has become a really big thing for me, almost a hobby. No, it has become a hobby, if I'm honest. And there's quite a community of wet shavers around who use traditional shaving implements, either the cut-throat razor or the old-style razor blade and a safety razor, which is what I use. And I really got into that, and I bought loads of different products and scents and creams and soaps. And that's become a really big thing for me, quite a thing that I've been able to point a lot of my passion at, that was probably directed before at food and taste. And the biggest part of that, as I say, for me, there's the therapeutic, very mindful process of actually shaving. And there are plenty of videos about this. If you want to go onto YouTube and have a look at wet shaving videos for men, how-tos, different products, there are many, many. I may even make some myself. I am thinking about creating another YouTube channel for that, just to explore all the different products that I use. I live in a bit of North London that has a big Turkish community, and shaving is quite a big part of the Turkish culture, which is great because they've got loads of products. So all my local shops stock some really nice and beautifully smelling shaving products, whether that's moisturising creams or soaps or eau de colognes. Fantastic. In fact, even though I'm a little bit ashamed of how far I've gone with it so quickly, I've only been doing it for about a month. I'll cut in here a little picture of my cupboard and drawers in the bathroom, my shave den. So that's what I've been doing with my enthusiasm and energies, that and walking, and as I say, still cooking. Rachel was saying to me over the last few days that the impact of what I'm doing, of the surgery, of the health benefits of the weight loss are so profound that she's noticing them kind of hit me, maybe more recently, especially as my weight loss has become so much more visible. And I think that's really important, and her experience of this journey that I've been on, I think is really important and probably useful to people maybe watching this and considering the surgery and their partners. And so I am going to bring her in a future episode and have a conversation about that, so that she can share some of those views and her experiences, because they are as important as mine. And obviously the support that you get from your partner, if you have one, when you go through this process, is hugely important. And the lack of support that some people unfortunately have is another one of the main topics that's raised on the online forums around bariatric surgery. So that's something I think is really important, and I'm going to talk about in future vlogs, and the next one will be soon. I commit to putting one up in the next week or 2 weeks, and to keep it regular, because I really think it's important for me to log my journey in this way. But also I think it's nice to have a channel that's got quite a library of information in there for people to follow my journey, as I did with other vloggers when I was considering the surgery. So anyway, I'll leave it there for now. One of the longest, well, it will be the longest one so far. And I will see you in a week or two. Till then, take care, and thanks for watching. Please do give me a like and a subscribe for the channel. That would be really helpful. And I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.